Welcome to another S.P.Q.R. Room Total War multiplayer replay post commentaries bish bash bosh with me, Squawker, as your host. And today I'm post commentating over another 1v1 between me and Precious Gaming. Today we decided to fight in the Saharan desert. And well, we did a bit of a different setup to this battle. Both of us are playing as Roman factions. I am playing as the Senate's official state army, and Precious Gaming is playing as the House of Julii. So it's like a Roman civil war which is stretched into the far reaches of the Sahara somehow. But we decided to both have the same backbone to our army, but we decided to both choose different supporting units. So basically the basics is both of our armies come with one armoured general, a repeating ballista, and 6 units of Urban Cohort. That's what we had the same. So Urban Cohorts are basically the toughest legionnaires available to Rome. They are extremely hard to break, hard to kill. They're just basically these guys can take a lot of damage before they'll go down or out, and there's 80 of them to a unit, so these are big guys. And for my support, I decided to go with cavalry supporting me, so I have 3 battalions of Praetorian cavalry. These are the finest heavy cavalry available to Rome. They're not too bad, their armor's good, their attack's good, and they're doing good numbers. I also have my repeating ballistas, and I recruited a unit of Triarii to back them up to provide anti-cavalry support, because when I was creating my army build I was worried that Precious Gaming might go and spam cavalry and he would target my ballistas, so I decided to keep one of these back. However, I proved wrong, because Precious Gaming has gone for a completely different build. He has 1 extra repeating ballista. He has 2 Triarii at his front, as well as his Urban Cohorts, which he's put all into Testudo formation, since he was worried I was going to go for missiles, but he's gone for missiles, in fact. So he's got 2 units of Archer Auxilius spread out on his flanks, and the general's bringing up the rear. So we both would try, I think both of us were basically trying to predict what each other would do to bring each other. We do play a lot of games together, so we do sort of know how each of us act, but we still surprise each other every now and then. But we're going to just get into this battle and see what happened. Did the Senate put the House of Julii back into line, or did the House of Julii tell the Senate to, well, stop being a bit of a dick? Let's just speed up to the, until someone takes the first move. Come on, someone moves eventually. There we go. Right, so Precious Gaming's taking the first move. He's bringing his Triarii forward. He's also... well, actually, no, he didn't bring them forward. He's actually going to put them on the flank, since he's noticed I have a lot of cavalry, so he's going to put these Triarii on the flank just to prevent my my battalions of Praetorian cavalry from penetrating his line, getting behind, and just basically creating a whitewash. But apart from that, he isn't really doing much else. He's pretty much waiting on me. I was trying to get my ballista into position so it could fire, so I had to actually move it, but there we go. It's launching the first shots right into his men, and they both missed. But these are repeating ballistas. They're basically like giant semi-automatic rifles that once they start firing it, they can keep up a decent rate of fire, so it's good for applying pressure. Sort of like cluster shots in a way, but Precious Gaming's were also working me over. They started hitting my lines, but there we go, that was a good hit against him. But he's bringing all his Urban Cohorts forward. He's disbanded his Testudo formation. There isn't really much point into having him if I haven't really brought archers, but even then, the repeating ballistas are munching his men away. I'm just bringing all 6 of my Urban Cohorts forward. They're sort of marching in a sort of a diagonal position, but I was just going to meet him in the centre of the map. That was just my plan. Just meet him, and then really I was just going to go for a classic hammer and anvil. Bring my Triarii forward to support the ballistas in case he does try and flank them, maybe with his general. Cavalry are now making their way towards the flank. I'm going to try and avoid his Triarii at all costs. But my plan was just pin the Urban Cohorts, because these guys are basically evenly matched, so it could have gone any direction. He's already flying his pilums into me. I shall return likewise, because his men just decided to charge in. Mine were a bit more disciplined. They decided to go for pilums first, but obviously now they need to fight back. You know, it's basically Roman against Roman here, but got some pilums going into the Triarii, who are just absolutely getting crushed by the pilums. That volley just destroyed them. However, they may be getting destroyed by a pilum volley. I am being harassed by several arrows, but even more pilums. The sky was definitely going black with spears flying all over the map. These guys were just being relentless with them. He's bringing his Triarii to try and harass my cavalry. I one cavalry stayed back to engage. The other two are just going to try and get away, try and get into his archers and just start taking them out. Archers would fall quite quickly to Praetorian cavalry. They are heavily vetted up. Need to get some support on these urban cohorts, however they're being surrounded. And Matriarii are just standing there really. They're guarding both the general and the artillery. However, the artillery has actually stopped firing. I made a bit of a mistake with the artillery actually. I forgot to tell them to fire at will. However, my cavalry's already broken in. They're knocking out his artillery since Precious Gaming was actively firing at me. So get them in, get rid of them before obviously he ruins my life. However, some of my Praetorians did rout, but then they, well, actually, yeah, they're in a full rout, so they broke, unfortunately. The Triarii got the better of them, which is fair enough. Triarii are a spear unit. You know, even the toughest cavalry unit will be heavily damaged by a spear unit. He's bringing his engineers in to just try and slow my Praetorian cavalry down. The longer he can keep the Praetorians occupied, the more time it buys his urban cohorts to reform. But obviously they're not having a lot of time to reform and get ready for the cavalry because, well, I have him pinned. I have Precious Gaming exactly where I wanted him now. He did bring two First Legions as well. These guys were boosting the morale of units, so this was making my task a little tougher as well because his units just wouldn't break. However, the Praetorians are just now causing chaos. Some of the urban cohorts have broken through now, so now they have free reign over his battle lines. I also managed to engage Precious Gaming's general here. I thought I may as well try and cut the head off, you know, because he's got so many morale boosting units. I need to start cutting them out now. So the general was obviously one primary target, and then obviously go for the first cohorts. Anything else going on here? Yep, he's getting ready to assault me with more pilums. However, yeah, my men are definitely getting a bit worn out here. They're just going down. The urban cohorts who broke free and managed to get fire to line. They're going for the archers, however, yep, he just flew there. The Roman general didn't notice him, so he was just deciding to take them out. But I believe this was the highlight of the battle here. I have his first legions pinned, and here they come! And there you go. That is how you nuke an army, rout it, just completely eviscerate it. 2 battalions of Praetorian cavalry right into your back, and there we go. The First Legionary cohorts have broken, and that just says it all for Precious Gaming there. Losing the First Legions broke the morale of his army pretty much battle-wide. His units have basically all conferred a huge penalty to their morale. So now it was just basically now a clean-up operation. I mean, just look at the fields. They are covered with the bodies of fallen soldiers of the Julii. A few Senate ones here and there. However, I've come out of this battle pretty strong. And the ironic thing was, Precious Gaming actually vetted up his urban cohorts. He put upgrades onto them. I didn't, so mine were actually weaker than his. I did vet up my Triarii though, because just out of fear of Precious Gaming bringing a lot of cavalry. But just really now, we're just down to a cleared up operation. My generals come forward a little bit just to basically watch the end of it. He didn't have to raise a finger this time. Bringing my repeating ballistas forward now since I managed to remember they existed. However, his general's just basically coming in. He's just coming in for his last, basically his glory charge. You know, he's gonna fall for the banner of Julii. However, the Triarii just intercepted him there, held some of his back from hitting my general. My general's fresh though, his is tired, so it's pretty obvious which way this encounter is going to go, especially now that the Triarii are in his back and supporting him.
Enemy general with fear. Now he flees the field like a coward.
So there we go, he's fleeing, and that was it. It was all in my court. Just if I could break those last few archers there, the battle would basically be mine. So yeah, it was a pretty clear victory to me this time. I did beat Precious Gaming in the fields of the Sahara. So what lessons have been learnt from this battle? Well, mobility is key to winning any battle, really. Getting these Praetorian cavalries behind everything was definitely the key to doing everything. These guys were the MVP of the battle. There goes the general.
The general is slain, and now his men fear us.
And there we go. All done.
The day is ours!
So the lesson really was there. Mobility is key to winning any battle. Precious Gaming definitely brought a decent build, plenty of archers. I'd say if he had more Triarii supporting him, he might have probably halted my plans, but either way, it was a good battle. However, it's clear that I have taken this one, since I have pretty much double the amount of kills he got. I deployed 809, killed 933, and then I had 459 remaining. He brought 1,019 men to the battle, killed 409, and only 63 leave the battle alive. So yeah, so you know, for those of you who are watching this and wanting to learn more Total War tips, yeah, always have a contingent of cavalry in your army, apart from your general. You know, getting cavalry behind the enemy is a surefire way to break them. And the heavier the cavalry, the better in a way. Heavy cavalry going into the back of a unit will pretty much always destroy them. Light cavalry is good for it as well, but obviously heavy cavalry is also good for fighting toe-to-toe. However, like always, keep them away from spear units such as spear warband, triarii, phalanxes, pikemen, poenis, you know, just for works really. Because obviously spear counters cavalry, however cavalry can mow down the back of any infantry unit and also take out artillery encampments and archers. So some advanced statistics for mine, and we'll look at Precious Gaming's just after. Yeah, my general only got 2 kills. The Urban Cohorts did well. They were really more of an auxiliary force in this battle actually. You know, they're the ones who kept Precious Gaming's Praetorians pinned, well not his Praetorians, his cohorts pinned. Made sure I didn't reach my artillery, but my artillery was pretty fucking useless in this battle, to be honest. I mean, yeah, remember to leave your artillery on fire at will, but either way, otherwise it just sits there and does nothing for the entire battle. However, clearly the Praetorian cavalry was the MVP. One only got 59 kills. That was the one that had to fight off the triarii. However, that did keep the triarii busy. It did keep them away from like actively trying to counter my movements. The other ones brought in 171 and 205 kills apiece, you know, because they just went right into the back of that massive scrum and just basically turned a big red and purple cloud into an all-purple pure cloud. So now we'll look at Precious Gaming's statistics. So here are Precious Gaming's statistics after this battle. Definitely didn't go his way, of course. So he's brought in... His general did good, actually. His general was moving around. He tried to engage my Praetorians. He tried to get in the back of me as well. However, he didn't really quite pull it off. He did chase down a few of my rogue urban cohorts. So his general brought in 78 kills. His legionary first cohorts, however, didn't do very well, but they were more there to try and boost the morale, but obviously it didn't work in the end. And his urban cohorts just didn't seem to fight that well, which is a bit of a curiosity considering he had upgraded a few. Triarii, one of them did okay since he managed to break one of my Praetorians. And archers and missile support, yeah, his archers and missile support were okay, but in my opinion, they could have done a lot better. However, like I said, urban cohorts, one of the toughest units in the Roman roster, practically nothing breaks them, so you know, fair play. But overall, it was a fun battle between us, so yeah, I hope to see you all on the next battle that we play. See you there, folks.